Centaur, your kind of company.
Tonight on Ctv3 News, a joint operation in Corozal leads to the discovery of 8 blocks of suspected cocaine. A cop is among those detained and charged. Minister of Foreign Affairs weighs in on the volatile situation at the Sarstoon between the BTV and the GAF. And the leadership of Progressive Sugarcane Producers Association testifies before the Commission of Inquiry. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Wednesday, September 4th, 2024. Good evening with your news, also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. Tonight, a police officer attached to the Corozal police formation is in the middle of a very controversial situation after he and members of his family, including his mother, were detained following a huge drug bust. Yesterday, around 4 p.m., law enforcement officers descended on the residence of 57-year-old Alicia Margarita Montalvo in Corozal in a joint operation. What cops were looking for were illegal firearms and ammunition, but the search turned up something else. When police arrived at the scene, Sadie Anita Montalvo, Abiel Emer Mateo Montalvo, Edney Ezequiel Montalvo, Nadil Jaziel Montalvo, Aida Cabañas, Enair Abisair Montalvo, and a 17-year-old female minor were inside the house. As the search commenced, Police Corporal Enair Abisair Montalvo arrived at the scene and informed officers that the residence belonged to his mother. He was then cautioned that if any illegal items or items were to be found within the premises, everyone inside would be detained. The first room search belonged to Nadil Jaziel Montalvo. When questioned by officers if he had anything illegal to declare, he responded with a yes and shared that he had 8 parcels of cocaine hidden in the room. Inside a wardrobe, police found 2 blocks of suspected cocaine wrapped in a shirt and with the label Dolce & Gabbana. A further search of the room yielded 6 more blocks. 3 were hidden inside a pillowcase and another 3 inside a drawer. The 8 suspected bricks of cocaine marked Dolce & Gabbana. The 9.83 kilos of cocaine were seized and labeled, and all persons inside the home, including Alicia Margarita Montalvo, Corporal Inair Abinir Montalvo, Nadil Jaziel Montalvo, Edney Ezequiel Montalvo, Aida Cabañas, Sadie Anit Montalvo, and Abiel Emer Montalvo were detained for the offense of possession of controlled drugs with the intent to supply to another. Apart from Corporal Inair Montalvo, police have also arrested and charged a 42-year-old police officer, but this time with wounding. The ongoing investigation follows a report made by 21-year-old Ana Paola Nunes, who stated that about 11 p.m. on Tuesday, September 3rd, while in Bella Vista Village, her common-law husband, Jerson Jones, punched her in the face. A medical officer classified her injuries as wounding. Today, police formally arrested and charged Jones with the crime of wounding. He has since been placed on interdiction from active duty. A Keycocker resident was fined $2,000 for theft after misappropriating and selling more than $37,000 in Bowen & Bowen over a period of several months. The products belonged to the owner of the business he was employed at. 60-year-old Frederick Elvis Pitts was remanded after not being able to immediately settle previous fines at the court. Reports indicate that between January 17 and August 27, 2024, 60-year-old Frederick Pitts dishonestly appropriated 325 crates of Belican beer valued at $19,175, 75 crates of water valued at $1,080, 60 crates of Coca-Cola valued at $1,884, 75 crates of Landshark beer valued at $4,789, 2 crates of Guinness valued at $152.68, and 4 empty crates valued at a total of $37,188. The items were the sole property of 54-year-old Darren Kaysen, a Canadian businessman and owner of Lotus Restaurant and Bar in Keycocker. In court, Pitts pleaded guilty and begged the court for mercy, saying he was sorry for what he did. The $2,000 is due by December 30, 2024. In default, 8 months imprisonment. But tonight, Pitts finds himself behind bars as he was found to be in debt to the court for fines stemming back from 2018. He was asked to clear the past fines before he could go free. Since he was unable to do so by the end of the court's office hours yesterday, he was remanded to the Belize Central Prison. On Thursday, August 29, Kaysen reported to police that Pitts, who has been working for him for the past 20 years, was responsible for delivering checks to Bowen & Bowen's distribution center on the island for purchase of alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages. According to Kaysen, on Tuesday, August 27 at about 10 a.m., he sent Pitts a blank check and forwarded the electronic copy of the items he would purchase to his phone for him to drop off at Bowen & Bowen, who then ferried the items to his business. But Kaysen said he later took a close look at his bank account and recalled that the last order he sent on Tuesday was a small order that he estimated would be around $900. So when he saw the total amounted to $2,175.15, he knew something was wrong. He made checks on his account where he found that between January 17th and August 27th, Frederick additionally bought $37,188 worth of items and sold the items to another business establishment. The Belize Territorial Volunteers BTV has called on the government to take decisive action after they were aggressed on the Sarstoon River over the weekend by members of the Guatemalan Armed Forces. As we told you previously, the BTV made its annual September trip to the Sarstoon Island on Saturday to align with Belize's independence celebrations. This year, the visit went without incident as the boat circled the island. But as the group departed the area, they ran into a Guatemalan Armed Forces gunboat. The GAF showed additional aggression this time as they rammed their vessel into the BTV's boat several times and even threatened a group of Belizeans. The incident has Belizeans irate and has prompted the BTV to call on GOB to take decisive and immediate action in response to the violation. The BTV is also asking GOB to file a formal protest to the Guatemalan government and appealed to the international community for support and intervention. Today, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Francis Fonseca, was asked to weigh in on the issue and the BTV's demands.
I mean, these are ongoing issues, as you all know, and we, as I said, when these incidents occur, there are two things that happen. One, the government of Belize, through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, registers a very strong diplomatic protest note, which is sent to the government of Guatemala, condemning the actions of the Guatemalan armed forces, as well as, of course, reaffirming Belize's sovereignty and territorial integrity. We as well, of course, report the incident to the Organization of American States. This is a part of an agreement that we have between Belize, Guatemala, and the OAS, that we report these types of incidents. The OAS then acts as a mediator. They carry out a verification exercise to determine exactly what happened, where it happened, and then they issue a report that is sent to both countries. So both of those things have been done. And again, we absolutely, of course, state very, very clearly that we, our sovereignty and territorial integrity over a part of the Sarstoon River, that is absolutely clear. The median line of the Sarstoon River is long established as a point between Belize and Guatemala. So anything north of that median line is Belizean waters. That's our very clear position.
While Fonseca says he understands emotions will run high, GOB must act based on the laws.
We are in a position of authority, and with authority comes responsibility. Responsibility for our citizens, responsibility for our soldiers. So we can't be emotional or erratic about these incidents. We have to, that's why we've worked very hard over many, many years, successive governments, to put in place a very formal structure for responding to these incidents, for dealing with these incidents, which I've just outlined for you. So our responsibility and duty is to make sure that we do those things, and that's what we've done. Of course, we continue to engage and dialogue. Recently, as you pointed out, the Prime Minister led a delegation to Guatemala, where we met with President Arevalo, with the Foreign Minister of Guatemala, with the Defense Minister, with other ministers, and we discussed these issues. And we believe that there's absolutely good faith in terms of resolving these issues on the ground and trying to address them in a positive, meaningful way. Listen, we have agreed, the people of Belize have voted for us to resolve this issue through the International Court of Justice. We are pursuing that path to a peaceful resolution of this matter. No disrespect to Will. I like Will. Will has never been in authority. He has never held power. He has never had responsibility for making decisions on behalf of the Belizean people. We have that responsibility. I have that responsibility as the Minister of Foreign Affairs. And we will exercise that authority with absolute competence, with absolute recognition and respect for the people of this country, with their interests. So it's not about being emotional and beating your chest and going down there and pretending that you're big and bad. It's about doing the right thing in the interest of Belize. We're pursuing a path, as I said, through the ICJ. We're committed to that process. We were in Guatemala recently, where the Guatemalan government reiterated their commitment to a peaceful resolution of this matter through the ICJ.
The BTV is also requesting that a diplomatic note be sent in the strongest possible terms to convey the country's condemnation of the GAF's actions and to call for an immediate cessation of such hostile activities and for the establishment of a Sarstoon protocol. Coming up next, the GOB and the MCC formalized 5-year grant agreement valued at $125 million. Stay tuned.
over the past 4 years, this government has perhaps done more to transform Belize than any other government in the history of our country.
Kaya South has been with you, Prime Minister, in 3 general elections, and hopefully we will be with you for many more. It is an honor that I represent the warriors from the West.
Today, I can safely say that myself and the entire South is going to win for the People's United Party.
I could tell you the Eastern Caucus will deliver, and we will deliver some surprising seats in this next election.
¡Que viva el Partido Unido del Pueblo! ¡Que viva John Briceño! ¡Que viva el norte! ¡Que viva el norte!
When you do the right thing, nothing can go wrong. When we make sure that every single child can go to school on free education, nothing can go wrong. When we make sure that we are building cement houses for our people, nothing can go wrong. When we make sure we are providing health care for the masses of this country, nothing can go wrong. When we make sure that ordinary people are able to get a house lot, nothing can go wrong.
The Public Utilities Commission continues to drive changes for Belize's utility and ICT sectors by creating new regulations and updating existing laws and rules to elevate the legal framework for water, telecommunication, and electricity. Overall, our work at PUC allows for better protection of consumers and the environment, a comprehensive integration of renewable energy sources into the national power grid, assures businesses continuity of utilities, promote competition and investments, and enhances national development in Belize. PUC, transforming the utility and ICT sectors by modernizing the regulatory framework.
The government of Belize and the Millennium Challenge Corporation, MCC, have formalized a significant partnership, signing a 5-year grant agreement valued at $125 million. The agreement, aimed at bolstering education and energy sectors in Belize, was signed by Prime Minister John Briceño on behalf of the Belizean government, with MCC's CEO Alice Albright representing the U.S. agency. The signing ceremony was also attended by U.S. Ambassador to Belize Michelle Kwan and Minister of State in the Ministry of Finance, Economic Development and Investment, Christopher Coy. MCC investments are designed to reduce poverty by incorporating sustainable and inclusive economic growth. The Belize Compact will tackle challenges in education and high electricity costs that limit sustainable and inclusive economic growth in the country.
We have conducted feasibility studies and engaged extensively with stakeholders from both the public and private sector to ensure that our approach is not only comprehensive, but also broad. After in-depth examinations, we determined that education and energy would be the 2 sectors of focus under this compact. These 2 areas are critical to the development of our country, encompassing several targets within Plan Belize medium-term development strategy, particularly under strategy objective number 1, poverty reduction, and strategic objective number 2, economic transformation and growth. In the education sector, our focus is clear. We must ensure our youth are fully equipped with the necessary skills to thrive in a rapidly evolving labor market. My government is committed to increasing the number of post-primary graduates that meet the competencies in numeracy, literacy, critical thinking, and subject knowledge that is necessary for success in today's day and age. To meet this objective, We are placing special emphasis on technical and vocational education and training, the TVETs, to ensure that our students are not only skilled, but certified to meet the demands of modern industries. We have also prioritized the development of policies to support special needs education. My wife will be happy about that. And professional development for our teachers, recognizing that a quality education is the foundation of a progressive and prosperous society. The energy sector is equally crucial to a nation's progress. Reliable and accessible energy is essential for powering industries, infrastructure, and daily life. Our research has focused on finding sustainable ways to reduce the cost of energy for the people of Belize. Through this grant, we will facilitate new power purchase agreements for low-cost renewable energy, modernize our grid to efficiently manage an influx of various power generation, and support the organizations that oversee our electricity infrastructure.
The Millennium Challenge Corporation is an independent U.S. government development agency working to reduce global poverty through economic growth. Created in 2004, MCC provides time-limited grants that pair investments in infrastructure with policy and institutional reforms to countries that meet rigorous standards for good governance, fighting corruption, and respecting democratic rights. Belize met all these requirements, and this made the grant possible.
We have signed an agreement, and the agreement includes a number of details about the nature of the work that we will be in partnership with the government of Belize on. Part of it is on education, part of it is on energy. And there are mutual expectations of both partners. But they are really surrounding the project that is at hand, and we can give you further details about what is involved in the education piece and what is involved in the energy piece. We choose the countries that we work with based on various eligibility parameters, in part whether or not a country is a democracy, if it's on the right pathway. All of that thinking and all of that data is very public. One thing to note is that this is a grant, and in being a grant, it is very different from the other kinds of financing that some of the other players in the development space, including China, provide. And what we find is that we are a valuable option for countries to have in terms of financing their own development priorities. We're also very proud of the relationship that we have with Belize in the region, and look forward to a very fruitful relationship going forward.
With the MCC being a U.S. agency, the U.S. Embassy today reiterated its commitment to the development of Belize.
I'm enormously grateful that we're holding this here in Belize. It's important, I believe, symbolically, of course, to have the signing here, because it really underlines how important this partnership is. But it is also very important and meaningful for all the Americans and the Belizeans who have worked so hard to get us to this point. While the United States is investing $125 million in Belize over the next 5 years, Belizeans are also investing in their own future. You see, most of the work to implement this compact on the ground will be done by Belizeans, for Belizeans. And after all, the lasting impacts of this agreement will be felt on Albert Street, not on Wall Street. This compact represents the largest direct investment the U.S. government has ever made in Belize since its independence, almost 43 years ago. Now, we're putting our resources towards Belize's greatest assets, the Belizean people. 80% of the compact will be focused on supporting the educational sector. At the same time, we're investing in Belize's vision for the future with the energy project. That vision is for Belize with lower cost electricity and greater energy independence through renewable sources. As we now move forward into implementation, let's remember that this compact is more than an agreement. It's a testament to our shared values. Those values are numerous, but they include our shared commitment to the rule of law, democratic governance, and human rights for not only our own people, but people everywhere.
The compact will consist of two projects, the education project and the energy project, both of which will be implemented by a new Belizean entity called the Millennium Challenge Account Belize MCA Belize Authority, established as a statutory body in August 2024. Project implementation is expected to commence in 2025. The education project will seek to equitably increase the number of post-primary graduates with competencies relevant to current and anticipated labor market demands by transforming teaching and learning, promoting access and progression through secondary education, and strengthening the capacity, legal and institutional framework of the technical and vocational education and training. The energy project will work to increase the cost of electricity by facilitating new power purchase agreements for lower cost renewable energy, modernizing the grid to efficiently manage an influx of variable power generation, and supporting the government of Belize to improve policy and regulations to enable efficient use of the lower cost renewable energy. Today, the leadership of the Progressive Sugarcane Producers Association testified before the ongoing Commission of Inquiry into the country's sugar industry. In his opening statement, General Manager of the association, Cosme Hernandez, cited the role of his association within the northern sugar industry, which has experienced numerous challenges in recent years. Since their inception in 2015, Hernandez says the PCPA has embarked on various projects with the intention of growing the overall industry, as well as learning new ways to ensure the future and sustainability of the sugar industry in northern Belize.
Today, I sit before you as one of the founders and the current general manager of the Progressive Sugarcane Producers Association. Back in 2015, there were many reasons for cane farmers to part way for the only existing association. We felt that it was our duty to create an association where our farmers can not only benefit from the industry, but also grow alongside it. Since the inception of this association, PSCPA has undergone numerous projects with the intention of not only strengthening the sugarcane industry, but also learning new ways of sustainability, safe environments, and ethical workmanship. I can proudly say that we have been steadily progressing on these fronts. Over the years, our association has embarked on several agricultural projects aimed at improving productivity and sustainability. We have introduced advanced farming techniques, invested in renewable energy sources, and implemented comprehensive training programs for our members. Our next chapter even involves entering the hospitality business. In addition to our agricultural advancements, we have made significant strides in promoting gender equality within our association. We believe that empowering women is crucial to the success and resilience of our community. To this end, we have established programs that provide women with access to resources, training, and leadership opportunities. These efforts have led to increased participation of women in our decision-making processes and have had positive impact on the overall development of our association. These are just a few examples of our focus in PSCPA. As we
One of the issues raised by the association, similarly to the CSCPA on Tuesday, is the need to regularize the start of the crop season on an yearly basis.
Early possible in December will be better for us.
Okay, any more to add to that, gentlemen?
Well, that's what we've decided as an association, to start the earlier possible.
And what's in the way of that, of you doing that?
Because for the past crops we've seen, and we've stayed with a lot of cane standing due to weather. And if we start earlier, I think that's the time when we still have wet conditions, but not as severe as in June, if rain would start in May or June or July. We run the risk maybe of having dry season up to the month of July. It happened in 2019. But this year, it was different. And these are the challenges, because we stay with a lot of production where the farmer has invested in sugarcane inputs, and those funds go to waste, to be honest, because for the following year, you lose more than 50% of that cane productivity.
Okay, one slight follow-up question to that then.
Sure.
Could you explain to the Commission the process of how the industry agrees the crop start date?
Falling in line with the overall goal of the ongoing commission, which is to modernize the sugar industry in Belize, the PCPA today shared a number of recommendations which it deems necessary if the industry can in fact move towards a better future.
Every year, we do a stakeholders meeting. We convene, and the majority of the stakeholders decide on when to start. And for the past 3 years, we've made that decision, but then it has been changed, and maybe that could be one of the reasons. It is a reason maybe that we partially stay with cane production, because we start 2 weeks or 3 weeks after we should start, beside the weather.
Additionally, the association, in line with the millers, say it seeks to see the reintegration of discrete testing to ensure better productivity.
We have a total of 8 recommendations. The first one being to carry out the verification process of the standover and plant cane reporting for all PSCPA farmer reports without any bias and prejudice. After the verification process is concluded, PSCPA requires that the list be provided to our leaders at least 5 weeks before the upcoming crop in order for us to do our internal verification and report any changes where necessary, and allow our members to appeal their production estimate where seen necessary.
And these recommendations, sorry to interrupt, but these recommendations, Chairman, are requests came out based on what has happened for the past years. And that's why we're doing this.
The third recommendation being that they ensure that the process of the transferees and the new cane farmers is fast and efficient with minimal to no bureaucracy.
In ending, the PCPA called on all stakeholders to implement the services of the Sugar Industry Management and Information System, SIMIS.
The fourth recommendation is to socialize the listing of all new cane farmers to our leaders at least 1 month before the upcoming crop for final approval by our board management. The fifth one being maintain and ensure the quality of sugarcane is up to standard among all associations without any bias and prejudice. Sixth, to ensure that the ticket officers work alongside our leaders and staff without bias and prejudice.
And this also came out based on the past delivery. The chairman, he is in charge of the harvest and the delivery. And what he lived there, what he explained to us, we came up with that's one of the requests that we're doing here.
Seventh, ensure that the ticket officers carry out a just and equitable delivery process for all associations. And the last one being to provide a platform whereby the CRD technicians provide technical support to our members alongside our technicians on integrated pest and disease management.
And I would like to add one more. We just mentioned it earlier, that the NIR be reinstated again. Or if they have a better solution to that, that's fine.
The public hearings continue on Thursday here in the North.
One last thing before...
The students, teachers, and parents of St. Michael Primary School in the community of San Felipe here in the Orange Walk District were today officially handed over a new bathroom facility as they kick off the new school year. The new state-of-the-art facility was constructed through a donation by the Rotary Club of Orange Walk through a partnership with clubs in the USA. The new building houses both male and female restrooms as well as access ramps and railings for safety. The project came at a cost of close to $100,000. According to principal of the school, Dale Kyle, the donation will greatly improve the daily lives of students who attend St. Michael's.
Okay, I came to St. Michael a few years back, and we saw the need, when I say we, the teachers together, the team working together, saw the need of a bathroom facilities. We had one that was really agonizing and just giving its last years, and so we started working together with this idea. And we approached Rotary, who, thanks to God, and they were able to give us a positive answer. And so we have this building here today. How it will benefit us, it's compared to what we had before and what we have now. Let's start with the hygienic part. You know, the hygienic part, it's definitely much more hygienic. Our children are really enjoying. We opened on Monday and they were all amazed to see what we have and the cleanliness of it. And so they're also learning. And our teachers are also taking the time to train them, use our learning outcomes and relate it to it so that they go learning more about how the bathrooms can be clean and they can enjoy of it and also keep it nice and tidy. So it's helpful in so many ways, starting with the hygienic part, and now we enjoy a very nice new bathroom.
I know that the bathroom project also involves or includes different aspects of the school as well. I know you mentioned that the fence as well is something that you guys are also looking at.
Yes, we have started our fencing. Every year we try to do that. In terms of the fence, then it's more we call it now our national run, climb of that run, that we do every year for our school. That generates a certain amount of funds, and then that's an additional project today. So we are basically celebrating, yes, Rotary giving us this bathroom, and part of the money generated in the Climb of Death fundraisers has also helped us put electricity in this building, add our fence, finalize our fence.
The Rotary Club of Orange Walk, according to its president, Cindy Minero, prides itself with following the true values and motto of the club, which is service above self.
This is a long project that we work on. It took us roughly, about 2 years when it came to do, all the legwork, all the preparation to get the project done. We are grateful to the partners that we have, especially the Rotary Club of California, which were the partners that made this project possible, and to all our Rotarians from the Rotary Club of Orange Walk that, in some way or another, put work, time, effort from their schedules, because we're all working Rotarians, but we are in this, organization for the love of our community. Therefore, we all work towards this project to have this bathroom built for the St. Michael's RC Primary School. Have this, newly built bathroom. If you remember, previously we were at the morning show with Kami, and we shared some of the pictures of how, the conditions of the bathroom that they had, and you could have seen that the need for the bathroom was there.
The project also falls in line with the club's focus to improve education as well as hygiene and sanitation within our community.
And it's also, part of our focus that we have for Rotary, which is part of, hygiene, sanitation, and we try to do our part. We just want to share, the appreciation for everything that, was done, all the persons, the Rotarians, also, the contractor that helped us with the project. And we're glad, to say that it worked out well for us after a long 2 years, and we finished right in time, for the opening of the school year. We hope that the school, makes good use of the bathroom, and that they also, keep up to the maintenance of the bathroom, which is important. And we hope that, the way we were able to assist and bless St. Michael's RC School, we may be also to help and assist other schools that we might not know of, but also have the need, of such projects.
The school is now looking forward to the construction of a fence for security purposes. And there is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
My name is Stacey Badillo. This is my sister Gina Badillo, and we've been owners of this business for the past 19 years. It is called Purple Passion Studio and Spa, and we're located in Kikaker, Belize. I've been part of the credit union for 12 years and Gina for 19 years. Professionally, it's allowed us for our business to grow, and our careers has grown as well.
We have had great customer service at Credit Union.
They're exceptional.
Yes.
For this small island, it's very important, but for our small business, it's even more important. It has changed our lives, the lives of our children, of our families.
I highly recommend St. Francis Credit Union to my children, to my family, to my clients, to everyone that is around me, that it's always the number one.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize!
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a lone ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't leave this plan. I can't leave this plan.
We're gonna need all the help we can get.
Let's get to work.
Call dark and horny at 12 o'clock.
I've been waiting 40 years for this. They called themselves Ghostbusters. According to these hacks, they saved the world. No eyewitnesses. And who is found to carry the torch? Descendants of Egon Spengler. You have a miner hanging out the side of a moving vehicle, firing a laser gun indiscriminately.
It has a proton pack.
It's completely safe.
I wouldn't say completely safe.
The Ghostbusters are finished.
Right, well, overruled.
Sustained.
Thank you.
You the weird guy who buys strange old things?
Correct on both counts.
Buddy, you just hit the jackpot.
What is it?
Better question is, what's inside of it?
Repairable
parables tell of an unimaginable evil commanding an army of ghosts. With the power to kill by fear itself.
Like literally scared to death?
We might be looking at a second ice age.
We're gonna need all the help we can get.
Let's get to work. Can I be of any help? Melnitz in uniform. Yes.
If there's something strange, if there's something weird, who are people gonna call?
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
We're the Ghostbusters. Can I tell you something else? What? Buster makes me feel good. It makes me feel good.
Heads up. It's all dark and horny at 12 o'clock.
The new school year is already on track, but while students are legally expected to be in the classroom at least until ages 16, it does not mean that teachers are returning back to school. And it all has to do with the Continuous Professional Development, CPD, which forms part of the requirements for a teacher to remain licensed. While it has formed part of the teaching criteria for the longest, it is now being fully enforced by the Ministry of Education. And this is causing some serious issues as teachers who do not complete the 120 CDP hours work over the course of 5 years are unable to renew their license, meaning they are unable to teach. For some educators, the requirement is unnecessary. But according to the Minister of Education, the Belize National Teachers Union has never spoken against the CPD.
Ones that haven't.
Yeah, I think there were 2,300 and something teacher licenses that were up for renewal. My understanding is that over 2,022 were. Our objective is never to. Over 2,022 were. Had been issued and approved about a week ago, and over the past few days, I believe another 100 and others, a little over 100, have been approved. My understanding is that there are 54 or so where there's lacking information that's lacking. We discussed that yesterday with the BNTU, so they have committed to engaging with those teachers and providing us with the information that's necessary. Our objective is never to reject licenses or to take teachers out of the classroom, but we have to follow a process that is in place to make sure that teachers are in fact qualified to be in the classroom.
The Belize Agricultural Health Authority, BAHA, today launched its risk-based inspection model in a virtual webinar which included representatives from BAHA, the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation in Agriculture, and representatives of various processing establishment types, including processors of fish and fishery products, meat and poultry, and agro-processed products, including spices, hot sauces, and chocolate. The model was developed under the pilot project STDF PG682, piloting the use of third-party assurance TPA program in Central America, Belize, and Honduras to improve food safety outcomes for public health, being implemented under the Standards and Trade Development Facility STDF, managed by the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation in Agriculture, IICA. The risk-based inspection approach is part of Baja's effort to modernize its food safety inspection system and optimize official controls in the food production sector. This new approach will determine the level of official oversight that Baja, as the competent authority for food safety in Belize, will apply to food production industries based on the risk of the product being produced and that of the processing establishment itself, while considering the establishment's compliance history. Oversight will transition from a qualitative methodology to a quantitative one where establishments are graded based on their conformity to good manufacturing practices, including sanitation practices, hygiene, recall and traceability, and implementation of food safety programs based on the hazard analysis and critical control point. Baja continues to modernize its food safety oversight of locally produced foods and its mission to safeguard the health of the public and facilitate trade. On September 3, 2024, Dr. Marco Tulio Mendez, chairman of the National Health Insurance Committee of Belize, left Belize en route to Taiwan. Dr. Mendez is leading a Belize delegation in Taiwan from September 2nd to September 6th. The purpose of their visit is to participate in the APEC workshop on advancing health technology assessment for sustainable universal health coverage. The delegation will also meet with NHI-related Taiwanese government officials and visit relevant institutions. These meetings will provide invaluable opportunities to exchange views, share experiences, and deepen our cooperation. The Taiwan Embassy extended well wishes to the delegation for a successful and productive visit. We believe such exchange will contribute to the advancement of healthcare in both our nations, the embassy said. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Thursday, September 5th here on Ctv3 News and Face FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belizenews or our YouTube channel at Ctv3 News BZ. From all of us here at Ctv3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.